brothers and sisters in Christ in the United States and around the world. Rob Conrad here in Metro Atlanta, Georgia in the United States. And the significant news story several days ago on November 15th shows Israel's President Rivlin in a private meeting with Pope Francis at the Vatican. And they talked about having, quote, a speedy conclusion of the bilateral agreement, end quote, referring to the 1993 Fundamental Agreement, which is an exclusive agreement between the Pope of Rome and Israel, which is nearing its finalization and signing at this point. And the number one purpose of this agreement, created by John Paul II in 1993, is that Israel will give the Pope full legal authority to carry out any and all of the Pope's religious agenda at will, anywhere he wants, inside the nation of Israel, including on the Temple Mount itself. And as I said, he'll do it legally by Israel's own authorization by signing this fundamental agreement. So the magnitude of the signing of this document between the Vatican and Israel will be an historic and one-of-a-kind agreement, which in fact Israel has never before given this kind of legal right to anyone, particularly a world leader as is the Pope of Rome. And on the larger scope in terms of Bible prophecy, then without question, this agreement will either be the actual foretold 7-year agreement itself of Daniel 9:27, which will actually start the 7-year tribulation, or it will be a template which will be a springboard towards the nearing 7-year agreement of Daniel 9:27. Either way, the prophecies right now are at an apex pointing directly at Daniel 9:27's 7-year agreement, which will be the next major end-time prophecy to take place. And Daniel 9:27 specifically names the two parties guaranteed to sign it together, being Antichrist, the Pope of Rome, and end-time Israel. And so as this news story clearly spotlights, both foretold parties of Daniel 9:27 are right now at the negotiation table in plain view, pushing for a speedy conclusion to their exclusive historic agreement, and of course illuminating the nearness of the 7-year tribulation. Also, once the third temple is built within the first 3.5 years, then this signed fundamental agreement will enable Antichrist, the Pope of Rome, to freely walk into it at the mid-7-year point and take his seat inside the temple in the abomination of desolation, exactly as foretold. All of this talked about here is near to taking place.